I stayed silent as an army for years. Okay, this is ominous. Hi everyone, I didn't create this account for drama or clout. I made it because I'm tired. Tired of pretending everything's fine. Tired of swallowing things just to avoid backlash. I used to be a loyal, proud army. I supported BTS with everything. My time, fan projects, energy, emotion. I believed in this message, in the connection, in the supposed safe space the fandom was meant to be. By that space, it turned toxic real fast. The moment I questioned, even politely, everything changed. I got harassed, gaslit, mass reported. People I stood beside for years turned on me the second I said something wrong. Suddenly, I wasn't real. I was fake, a hater, a traitor. All because I dared to speak honestly what they told me over and over. You're just bitter. No, I'm hurt. That's not the same thing. You were truly one of us. If streaming every comeback, defending them in every argument, and believing in their message doesn't count, then what does? It's just a few toxic fans. No, it's not. I've seen this behavior everywhere. X, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, even in private group chats. Speak out of line and they'll come for you, report you, shame you, mock you. This isn't a bad apple situation. It's a full orchid. Yo, the way this person writes and types is absolutely beautiful. They should become an author. Not all armies are toxic. That's true. And I want to acknowledge that. Every fandom has its extremes. But what I experienced with an army didn't feel like just a few bad actors. It felt systemic. If I had to put it into perspective, roughly 60% of the armies I encountered were actively engaging in toxic behavior, whether it was organizing smear campaigns, spreading false narratives, or harassing other fans for liking rival groups. Only about 1% ever stood up to call it out, and even then they were often drowned out, ignored, or bullied into silence. Another 4% would say things like, I love other groups too, but it always ended with but, followed by criticism or condensation. Condensation. It is condensation. Condension. I'm just learning to read. And the rest, they were just silent. Many of them eventually joined in, especially when it involved defending BTS or attacking someone seen as a threat. So yes, not all armies are toxic, but enough are, and too few are willing to challenge the culture. That's what makes it dangerous. And it messed me up. Bad. They didn't just hurt my feelings. It wrecked me. My mental health spiraled. I lost confidence. I became petrified to post anything. My studies fell apart. I overthought every word I said online. And the insults? I was called things I don't feel comfortable typing out. Vile, inappropriate names. Baseless accusations. All because I spoke with little honesty. It made me feel disgusting. It made me hate myself. And the worst part, I started to believe them. I thought I was the problem. But I wasn't. Did Madeline Miller write this? This person so eloquently written, spoken? My gosh. So I left. Walked away. For almost 5 years, I stayed off Twitter, TikTok, Stan Spaces, all of it. I still follow K-pop, but from a distance, quietly, through Naver, Google and news updates. I love the way this person writes, not fandom spaces, because I still love the music. I just couldn't survive the toxicity. What finally opened my eyes? Other fandom. Eventually, I started chatting with Maltese and fans from other fandoms. Fans I was taught to see as antis or toxic for years. But once I gave myself the space to actually talk to them, I realized something shocking. They weren't hateful. They weren't obsessed with titles, streams, likes, fan wars, or tearing others down. In fact, they were kind, calm, open. In these communities, I could share my opinions, even critical ones, without getting dogpiled or shamed. I could talk about different groups, different issues, even my past experiences, and people listened. They didn't twist my words. They didn't treat disagreement like betrayal. They just talked. Can this person please write a book? I would love with the way this person writes. Surely there's some sort of like English major or something. Just like the way they write is so fascinating, and I'm very intrigued by the way they wrote this story. It's beautiful. And here's the wild part. These were the fandoms armies had labeled evil, jealous, and manipulative for nearly a decade. But the peace I found there, the freedom, the empathy, it felt like reading again. For the first time in years, I wasn't walking on eggshells. That's when I knew. The problem wasn't me. It was the fandom I had been trapped in. Why I'm speaking now? Because silence doesn't protect you. It protects them. This account isn't for clout. It's not for hate. It's for the truth. And if telling the truth makes me the enemy, so be it. I'll be sharing more, in parts, slowly. Every group and fandom involved in incidents, everything I remember. No sugarcoating, no PR spin, just reality. And just to be clear, this isn't about BTS themselves. It's about the fandom and the culture that grew around them. One that doesn't allow honesty, forgiveness, or growth, only blind loyalty and fear. To anyone else who feels like they're drowning in a space that once felt like home, you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're waking up. Thanks for listening. By a former army choosing clarity over fear and healing over silence. Because truth shouldn't come with punishment. You know, You know what? Like, map of map of my regret. You get a follow. So eloquently spoken, so well written, and the way that they're expressing their feelings, magnificent. Absolutely love this. But staying within topic of what this person said, yeah, armies, they have been kind of scary recently, because here's the thing. Like, I've been a BTS fan since Boy in Love. The second comeback, third title track. Yeah, because it was No More Dream, No, and then got into Boy in Love. Early 2014, I've been loving BTS. My sister's been loving BTS since debut, and like until I'd say 2017, 2018, being an army was like the coolest type of K-pop fan. K-pop fan, like it was like you like if you enjoy BTS and you knew what BTS were like and watched their stuff, you were considered so cool. So, and then I just remember like back in school when I told my classmates about BTS, they were like, "Oh, whoa, wait, we actually kind of like this. Like, yeah, actually have pretty good taste in music," and I like that. And then from 2018 to 2020, around that time, maybe 2021, being an army was considered basic because they became the biggest K-pop group of all time, pretty much. And then it slowly just turned into like armies making sure BTS stay in the throne, because they did come from the bottom all the way to the top. That's literally what happened. Like, they were in in talks of bankruptcy all the way to creating hype labels. So yes, that is a big achievement, but you don't have to put down other fandoms, other groups, just to make BTS look good. BTS are good because they're good, not because other groups and other fandoms are the worst things in the world. You can still love BTS and be an army while still appreciating other groups and other fandoms in K-pop. Like, as an army myself, I remember making certain TikToks about BTS and people thought I was attacking BTS, but I was just calling out the truth, saying the truth, being honest. Like, saying, like, I remember making a video where a certain K-pop group was about to surpass BTS in the most monthly listeners during that time. Like, a group was about to overcome that. I think it was 50-50 with Cupid. And then I said, oh my gosh, 50-50 might overtake BTS. And then armies came flooding to that TikTok, commenting, being like, that's only with one song. They're not a proper group. Why are you saying this? Delete this. You're attacking BTS. I am not. I'm not attacking BTS. I'm just saying that a group is about to surpass BTS in monthly listeners. And that is technically a big achievement, because BTS are the biggest group of all time. They are the GOAT of K-pop. That's what it is. But like, saying a certain group is going to do something before BTS or better than BTS or surpass BTS in something, like, apparently that's bad to say. Like, yes, BTS, they are the biggest group of all time, the most successful K-pop group of all time. But you can still recognize other groups' achievements, other groups winning awards. Like, it's perfectly fine. Like, apparently it's controversial to say that 17 is just as talented as BTS. Like, apparently that's a bad thing to say. Like, BTS and 17 don't totally respect each other, don't totally like each other. Like, they work in the same building. Like, they understand work ethic. If you've seen Woozi and Sugar talk with each other, you've seen that they understand each other's struggles and respect each other as artists. Like, they're just as talented as each other. They're both great producers, great performers. And like, it's just like, yeah, BTS are the most successful, but like, doesn't mean like other group success is like not worth talking about. It is like, K-pop groups, they do this every single day. No off season, no breaks. They miss Christmas and New Year's with families. They miss holidays just to work. Like, if you appreciate BTS and you want to appreciate it more, then you may have to do it respectfully, by respecting other groups and other fandoms, because we're all in this together. We should be. But people are way too competitive and way too hateful nowadays when it comes to K-pop. So if you are one of these armies that are like, listen, what everything you just said is bad. How dare you like other groups? Alright. I guess you hate me now. Do I care? No. Because I love BTS, but I also love Blackpink. I also love Twice. And I also love EXO. How Like, you can love multiple groups. That's what I'm saying. Armies, I understand where you're coming from, but you seriously need to chill and learn some respect.